wanted to hold off from giving my thoughts about Stranger Things. I didn't want to come off too cold or too hot. I wanted my thoughts to be just right. Word to Goldilocks. Also, I had to see if the Conformitygate theories are true. I was on the side of it not happening, but man, were the breadcrumbs breadcrumbing. Well, now that we know that we won't be getting a secret episode, here are my thoughts. I thought this final season of Stranger Things was alright, mid, whatever you want to call it. They managed to land the plane with one wing and a wheel. But seriously, this season really felt like the Duffer Brothers weren't ready for the bright lights. Like they weren't ready for what weight and attention an iconic show would have for their final season. Everything from tonality, the direction, even the way it was shot was just off. I went back and watched season 1 through 4 and it felt like an entirely different show. The stakes felt higher, the mind flare felt like a problem, and Vecna actually felt like a villain that can rival the likes of other pop culture antagonists. Then we have season 5, the season that felt like reheated nachos, like they were always trying to capture moments we liked. This show really lost its 80s nostalgic touch. Now, I do want to give this show some praise. Even if the rising tension, the final battle wasn't the best, I can tell you this, the resolution for the cast really hit home. One of the highlights of the final episode is Dustin's graduation speech. I thought it was perfect, and him paying homage to Eddie Munson one last time by throwing up the middle finger to the principal and showing off the Hell's Fire t-shirt with Chef Kiss. I do want to discuss the controversial ending for 11. Most people felt like 11 got the short end of the stick for her story arc. However, I don't see no other way for her story to go other than the way it did. Her sacrificing herself is the only way they can make sense of the army just leaving Hawkins and the gang alone. Now, Mike does come up with a theory where there's a possibility 11's alive. Now, it's up to you as a viewer and the rest of everybody else in Mike's basement to believe that she found her 3-home waterfall. Me, on the other hand, I didn't like it. If we're going to kill 11, just kill 11. Have her be dead. I don't like the cop-out. I don't like the trying to appease all fan bases. However, since the Conformitygate truthers assembled online and drop endless theory videos and tweets about a secret 9th episode, only to find out there isn't one, my whole opinion about this final episode changed. The people that hated the show's ending are just like Mike. Y'all are in the basement using any breadcrumb of evidence you can find to cope with the ending that you were given, hoping for an ending you deserve. Listen, I'm not sure the Duffer Brothers planned for this to happen, but shit, that's one hell of a way to end your show. It changed my opinion. Currently, I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. This series overall is still great. This is nowhere as close as to being bad as Game of Thrones final season. Nowhere close. I think this show will age pretty well.